One of the most intimidating yet vital biology concepts to master for Level 3 students in their Biology 3201 course is mitosis. It is important for any university candidate to have a working and intimate knowledge of mitosis because just about any introductory biology course will cover it in great detail. This app I found on the iTunes Store, called simply Mitosis, is a great way for students to not only learn about it, but it also can be used as a refresher for study purposes. Furthermore, should a student wish to go beyond what's covered in the curriculum, the app can facilitate that as well. The app is free, and it was created by Inkling Systems Incorporated. Let's start off by looking at the features included with the app. There are two main areas, Tutor and Library, and each contain their own subcategories. The entire app can help students with outcomes like 313-2 to describe mitosis in detail, and with outcomes regarding cell division and the stages of mitosis. The first option we see there is Explore. Here we have an interactive tour through the different stages of mitosis. It uses voiceover and an almost game-like interface and task structure to engage users. So to activate it, of course, we just move our finger here and click on the Explore function. Then you have the different stages: interphase, prophase, prometaphase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. And we just click on one.
In interphase, the important steps to beginning the process of cell division occur.
And of course, we'll get a voiceover of what the description of interphase.
Now, to move to the next phase, duplicate the centrosome by dragging it from left to right.
And it gives us a task. So in this case, it wants us to duplicate the centrosome. So we move it from one over here to over here. A small animation will play, and then it unlocks the next stage for us. So we hit next, and we'll get some more speech.
In prophase, the material that the cell's chromosomes are made of, called chromatin, begins to condense and form the X-shaped structures you're probably familiar with. The centrosomes, which were duplicated before mitosis began, and which serve as anchors for the microtubules, move to opposite sides of the cell. Now, to move to the next phase, double-tap on the nucleus to cause the nuclear membrane to dissolve.
So we'll click on that like it asked, keep tapping, slowly disappears, and another animation will play. Then we're finished to go on to the next stage. Good thing, of course, about this Explore section is that you do have some verbal speech basically coming from the narrator, and you can read it, so it's good for multiple users, different learning abilities. The next section is Read and Listen. This gives a large written summary of mitosis with the option for a spoken word accompaniment. One could just read, and follow along with the spoken word, or even just close their eyes and listen to what's being said. So to open that section, we click right here, Read and Listen. And as you can see right here, listed in full detail, it goes through all the stages of mitosis. Now if you'd like, there's a little section down below where you hit play.
Mitosis is the process of,
and once again, a narrator will talk about basically read exactly what's on the screen, and you'll see that words will light up as it goes along.
When the cell grows in preparation for DNA synthesis. S phase, when the cell...
The benefit to that, of course, is, for people who have different learning abilities or like learning different ways, you can basically just read it, or you can read and listen. Or, as I mentioned before, you can kind of close your eyes and just listen to the narrator talk it out to you, just the same way, I guess, listen to a lecturer or a professor in a classroom would be like. The third option in the tutor section is Test Yourself. Here users are asked a series of questions about mitosis. Regardless if the responses are correct or incorrect, a full explanation of the answer is given. It is a great review tool for users to test what they have learned so far. So if we want to click on that section, click right here under Test Yourself. It'll go over a course and give us a question. If we put in, for example, I'll just say metaphase for here, check my answer, and it says not quite, it was interphase. So it says it gives you correct answer here, and we can go on to the next question. We can say basically where are the cell's DNA contained, say in the nucleus, check my answer, and you're right. And of course it'll tell you right and give you some more explanation and allow you to go on to the next question. So once again, it provides a good review of everything we've learned so far. Okay, now we're done with the tutor section. We'll move on to the library. Down below in library we have videos, images, glossary, and resources. So the first section is videos. So we click on it, and you see here basically some embedded YouTube clips of showing different stages of mitosis and showing different examples, like one's through a microscope, for example, and one is purely animated. So we'll click on the first one. It'll go directly to YouTube for you, hit play, and we just sit back basically and watch and listen.
Mitosis begins as the long threads of DNA in the nucleus start to coil. Having already replicated, these threads emerge as the double strands we know as chromosomes.
And the great thing about this, of course, is that it allows the user basically to watch it in an animated form. And of course, you can also listen to the narrator as well. And it's showing different examples of how mitosis does work. So, the teacher may show one in classroom, but this one will show another version. And of course, any of the ones below of the listened ones will show different versions as well. Below videos, we have images. If we click on it, it'll open up two different sections. Now, if you notice here, basically, the first one says mitosis in the cells of African globe lilies, and the next one basically says immunofluorescent stains of a dividing cell. So the stain section basically just shows pictures and images of stains, much like they would see possibly in slides in the classroom. So basically, it could review something that they're doing in the lab. Now, the more interesting one actually is the one prior to that, which is the one about the African lily. Of course, if you look through their curriculum outcomes, they do also have to note the differences between plant and animal cells. So this gives them basically something they can take home with them to look at some of the differences that are there as well. Basically, again, also in a slideshow. Right here we have the glossary, which is also, of course, really handy. If you look through, it gives you a full listing of different words they might have to know. The really neat thing about this, though, is we'll click on, for example, sister chromatids, and it'll give you a definition of what they are. But for certain sections, of course, they have links within the app. If we go to prophase, for example, and look it up, the really neat thing here is you can actually jump to other applications inside the application. So we click on Explore, it goes back to the section we had earlier, and then plays a video for it. So once again, it makes it very easy to navigate the glossary section, and you can look up things really quickly on the application as well. The last section is resources. Now, for most of the, eager beaver type students, they can click here, and you'll get some extra information. Right here, we have a video collection from iTunes U. You have a Wikipedia entry for mitosis. There's an image collection from the Botanical Society of America. So once again, talk about plants again, leading back to some of those other outcomes. A detailed explanation of mitosis from Nova Online, and then images from each state of mitosis from the Florida State University. So once again, some extra links that are here to kind of reinforce what they've already learned, or possibly expand further than what the curriculum asks for. If you click on the video collection, for example, it'll go up here, and you get some different lectures. One of the course is about 16 minutes long, talking about differences between mitosis and meiosis, which of course is another thing that's covered. We got mitosis and cytokinesis, understanding mitosis, and some of these, this one's 39 minutes long. So lots of extra information should they need it, even more in depth if they do require it as well, and it's all basically embedded within the app. So that's pretty much it, everything that's included with the application itself. I guess some strengths and limitations for the application. Some great things about it, of course, is that it's cheap, it is free, and it's also unlimited use. A lot of applications, of course, that you might download from the iTunes store, they might be limited use or whatever, or you have to subscribe later on. In this case, you don't. You can keep it forever, and it's completely free. It's pretty easy to navigate. As I showed you before, just flicking through, it looks like most of the apps, of course, that are actually on the iPhone already. So for students who have a phone, it's very easy for them to go through everything and understand, of course, how to use it. It's pretty simple, and as like I said, it's pretty easy to use as well. So I guess they're using the KISS mentality, keep it simple, stupid, and it makes it easier for students, of course, to navigate through everything anyway. The only limitation I really found to the whole application is that it's kind of a low production value. I mean, it kind of looks like when you go into certain sections, of course, because you're going into YouTube rather than actually the videos being in the app themselves, it does kind of look discontinuous, I guess. But, of course, the application is free, so you really can't knock them for that. Otherwise, it is a very good application that can be used by any student to look at mitosis and to study and to use for review as well. But in fact, one thing I really like about it is that it kind of brings it home for you. So if you got these, a lot of times you're in class looking at videos that the teacher have shown you, now you can basically have quick access to it while you're on the go on your phone, or of course on say an iPad at home as well. In conclusion, I recommend this app to any student doing the Biology 3201 course and has a desire to do well in the mitosis section. There are a lot of great resources, definitions, and videos within, and it all comes in a free package. Visual learners, audio learners, and a combination of both will be at home here and find it easy to use and engaging. I cannot say it makes mitosis cool or fun, but it certainly helps with the understanding of the concepts in general. Thank you.